My name is Kate Power and I'm a child and family practitioner currently providing in-home parenting support for families who have had or are at risk of statutory child protection interventions. I've also had significant experience in the mental health sector, supporting both youth and adults on their recovery journeys, and I'd like to provide you with an introduction to my personal values and worldviews. My words, body language and actions are the tip of the iceberg, or a partial disclosure of my personal values, beliefs and innermost thoughts, which is a demonstration of the iceberg analogy in the Milchek et al. Text. I have a strong personal commitment to treating everyone equally and without judgment, always holding hope for resilience, building and recovery. I hold a deep belief that every child is important and deserves a life with positive thoughts about their own futures and capacities, which led me to working with children at risk. My professional decision making is aligned with this and guided by evidence-informed practices within the Resilience Practice Framework developed in 2014 by Ancliffe et al., the domain of optimism being particularly important to me. In a further demonstration of applying my values of hope holding and applying no judgment to professional decision making, I've applied recovery-orientated principles when working with clients in the mental health sector. Rick Wood in 2004 describes these principles as allowing a unique and individual journey of adjusting self-esteem, empowerment and self-determination. These personal values and my professional decisions are often influenced by society, media and government. In the child protection sector, I find myself confronted by society views on the number of Aboriginal children in out-of-home care, the media's cultural insensitivity evidenced recently on Channel 7's Sunrise, and unrealistic government targets detailed in the most recent Close the Gap report. These same three influences are evident in the mental health sector. Lieberman in 2016 reflected on the need for society to remain committed to reducing its stigma. Through the media, organisations like Beyond Blue have made positive gains in this regard, though reductions in funding and transitioning of supports to the NDIS may impact on my ability as a practitioner to implement recovery-orientated principles. Many codes and practices in the human services sector mirror the personal values that I hold, and holding a diploma in counselling, I'm keenly aware of the Australian Counselling Association's Code of Ethics, which requires its members to commit to the provision of non-judgmental services, free from discrimination, and honouring the client's individuality. A key aspect to my professional practice has been the provisions of mandatory reporting. I work with very vulnerable individuals, though it is my responsibility to ensure that my clients are aware of my mandatory reporting requirements should they disclose harm, intent to harm or risks to children. These requirements are mandated in codes as well as mental health and child protection legislation. Providing equal, non-judgmental services to my clients is particularly evident in my work in Aboriginal communities. My role has required me to honour diversity by broadening my engagement style, often to caregivers who are not the natural parents of the child, but play an important role in their upbringing. This challenge, though, is equally effective as my own and societal norms of traditional parent roles. Professionalism to me is demonstrated by a commitment to implementing best and evidence-informed practices and balanced with reflection on my feelings, thinking processes and values. Thompson and Thompson in 2008 described this practice as critical reflection, arguing that while attention must be paid to theory and research, it is as important to strive for better practice by critically reflecting. Professionalism is a commitment to praxis, to thinking, being and doing in order to effectively support change in the lives of my diverse and deserving clients. In 1972, Freire summed up beautifully that knowledge only emerges through invention and reinvention, through the restless, impatient, continuing hopeful inquiry men pursue in the world, with the world and with each other. I am grateful for the opportunity to be able to further my studies in a profession whose codes and practices align with my personal values. I am committed to imposing no judgment on the clients I support, supporting them to make positive changes in their lives, believing in the life they are striving towards for themselves. I am committed to lifelong inquiry, learning and reflection to be the best practitioner I can be.